Hey guys, Dave and Len. Welcome to Wargame Chat. Today we're going to talk about command and control and wargames. Command and control in wargames can either help the game, hurt it, or doesn't have much of an effect at all. The times when it hurts it is games like the miniature game DBM, where you have like pips, which are like action points, and you roll for them at the beginning of a turn, and that determines how many units you can move. Well, the problem with that is you can have the tactical skills of Alexander the Great, but if you roll poorly for your pips, you're going to be beaten by the worst player imaginable. So in that case, it doesn't help the game, it actually hurts it. But some of the examples, like with war games with command and control, where you have like a command radius, I mean, that helps the game, where if you're within such and such distance of the commander, you get some kind of a bonus or something. I mean, that really helps the game, and adds some strategy too, because strategy being you got to move your commanders where they're going to assist your forces the most. What's some of your takes on this?
Yes. I try to remember what's the first game that I had encountered command and control, and it was a big revelation, because now you had to. It now felt more realistic, because I know, like with the Black Powder era, there's all sorts of problems getting messages out to your regiments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, messengers may not get there, or not. I was thinking the gamers had a system for their Civil War and Napoleonic games, where you sent out the commander sent out a message, and well, the thing is, like, if you want a unit to move, the fastest and quickest way was you to get there and order them. But of course, while you're doing this, your other regiments are standing around doing nothing. Other ways, you sent out an aid, or you sent out a written message. Like, if you send out a written message, it may take a turn for it to get composed and sent. And you send an aide who gives a verbal order. And of course, with those, you have chances of orders being misinterpreted, or just, or the messenger never arrives, so they can't do anything. So, and that added like a realism to it, because I think it was there's a couple of Napoleonic. They did one about the Battle of Marengo, and Napoleon had to send out messengers, and some people didn't arrive in time, and the Austrians had an easier time because they're just moving slowly and steadily towards their objective. So
one thing with command and control and war games, whether it be miniature games or hex and shit board games or whatever, is there's a concept, I call it army orders, meaning before the battle occurs, he issues an order, the entire army, they're all going to move forward until they make contact. Well, a lot of these games, you can't do that, you know what I mean? I'm talking about the action point games where you got pips and stuff, it won't let you do that, which is kind of silly, but I think that's one thing war games are missing out on. Well, I mean, you should never need an action point to move your entire army forward on a turn. Never.
In the Panzer Grenadier system, I have a house rule about reinforcements, because it was never made clear if you need, you usually only have like one activation point per turn, maybe two. So do you have to spend it to bring in reinforcements? So what I do is that after all the shooting, you have a reserve force that comes in, and they can move in, but they stop immediately if they're in visual range of an enemy unit. So what it is, you have to waste an action point to get reinforcements on the board, but of course once they are, you have to spend action points.
I got several Panzer Grenadier games at home. I haven't played any of them yet. I think I played it with you once over here, but I think I got the Korean War one. I want to play that. It's got like a lot of scenarios and stuff. It looks like something that could keep you busy all year.
Oh yes, those games. I mean, with the series, we always joke about that. If you get only 40 scenarios, you gripe about how they're shortchanging you. Only 40 scenarios. Yeah.
I think some of these games with large amounts of scenarios, you get people who say, oh, well, not all the scenarios are perfectly balanced. Well, this is wargaming. You're not going to have perfectly balanced scenarios for everything. Because I mean, sometimes you have battles that are just lopsided. That's just the way the battle was. So if you want to simulate it, you can't. You know what I mean? You just can't have a balanced scenario. I mean, you can add like crazy victory conditions and stuff where basically the one side either gets a minor or a major victory or something, but that's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think at times what they try to do is they have like if it's one-sided, the side that's favored has to really do like capture 90% of the board,
Yeah.
just to get a tactical victory.
Yeah, exactly.
So they have to move. They can't just sit there, which is actually realistic. Because sometimes the hardest part is not when you have a strong enemy, but when you have a weak enemy and everybody expects you to kick them out of the way and get moving too. And all they have to do is have one unit that refuses to route and getting in your way. So, yeah. Yeah, because this is mostly a rule for like battle, tactical, and skirmish games. Because I know some of these skirmish games, you have a leader and you have to be within a certain radius.
Yeah, or some games, the leader will have some kind of morale effect. So if your unit's within such and such distance, it has better morale or something.
Oh, there's one thing, one Pants of Greer one, Guadalcanal. I was looking at it, it seemed to me like, are the Marines that overly officered? It seemed like, and then during one of the first battles I fought, one leader died, and all of a sudden half the Marine force is like isolated. And I'm sitting there,
yeah, that doesn't sound that accurate because I mean they have a strong NCO core.
Yeah, it's but the thing is, I had to spend a couple turns sending leaders over because they had one where if you have a leader, you activate a leader, he activates everything he's standing on and all around him. And if there's another leader, he activates that, and it can go down the chain. And the thing is, when you have like a chain of leaders, and the chain's broken, units get isolated. But I say, in World War II era, that does make sense. Your companies go, they go to the ground and they wait for orders because they don't know what's going on. So, yeah, I was thinking when I had SBI's old musket and pike, that didn't have command control, and it didn't feel right. Then with this is like the 30 Years' War period. With other games that have leaders, that command control, then you understand why sometimes part of the army just kind of stands there while you advance. So, and of course, their famous command control at Waterloo, where Napoleon goes, "Where is Grouchy? Where is Grouchy? I need more command points to get him here." Yeah.
Anything else, sir?
No.
All right, that's all I got too. Let's see. The topic for this video we just had, I actually got on u.com. I typed in that I run a Wargame chat on my YouTube channel. I was just looking for ideas, and this they gave me this as an idea for a topic. So these AIs, I mean, are pretty useful sometimes. Sometimes they give you like crazy information, but sometimes they're pretty useful. But have a good one.
You too.